I would like to remind everyone that this show is brought to you by the Dolphin Wars.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing here in the chat? As you see, we had a brand new intro. Fet for Hire decided he wanted to spruce up the joint, so he redid the intro. And we have Talking Pudgy.
Yay!
Yes. And so he spruced it up, redid the intro, and it looks good. I really like what he did on that one. So go ahead, Pudgy.
Pudgy like it too. Pudgy now has dental implants.
Yes. Oh. And Lenra Snora Poopa says, hello, Pudgy.
Hello!
And we got Pudgy.
Hey!
Yeah, so welcome to King Dolphin TV. I am Raymond, author of the Dolphin Wars series of books. Welcome to the best pod in YouTube. And today's interview is, if you didn't know, or if you were living in a rock or under a tree, is with Pudgy and Cobalt. You know them from Just Cuz, but we've only had them here only once or twice before. So welcome to them. And after we talk to Cobalt and Pudgy, Pudgy is going to be in full effect tonight. I've already guaranteed him he's going to be in full effect. We're going to have great fun tonight. But before we get going, if you like what we're doing here at the pod, if you love the interviews and the pod fun, please like and subscribe. Tonight, I'm going to announce a new segment for King Dolphin TV. But come on, guys, we're still hovering at 196. We've been stuck there for a week. Please pass the word around. Let's get us to 200. And I'm hoping we can have a 200 sub party for this week's Just Cuz. So let's welcome the team. We've got Legatus Legionai as our first in-wrench, already asking questions. We got John Rendell. We got Lenrod. And we've got Q Jaw Music. Snorta Poopas! Cooper. Hey, why can't I only see out of one eye? So, Snorta Poopas. All right, so Lenrod says, fun till Daddy took the dolphin away. All right, so we got Legatus, John Rendell, Lenrod, and the Snort. We have our amazing producer and my better half, Sandra. And she's right now occupied with Snoopy. Snoopy's doing his pacing and saying, "Give me stuffs." And Snortapoopa says, Mini Snort is doing his Popeye impersonation. Yeah, look like that, Snort. So, hopefully there'll be more chatters coming on. But let us begin. I would like to welcome our esteemed guests, Cobalt Eagle.
Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
Doing good. Thank you very much for the invitation.
I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you all the time. You and Pudgy are part of the best pod in YouTube. Pudgy, how are you, little buddy?
Pudgy, good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Glad you can make it.
Pudgy was looking forward to it. Thank you very much for inviting Pudgy to Mr. Raymond's show.
Yep. And you're always welcome. You guys are always welcome to Just Cuz. You're always welcome here. You guys are part of the King Dolphin TV family. Both of you.
Yay!
Yep. All right. So, let's just this. We've talked about the books before. So I think right now we are just looking for an update to where you are at and where are you going with your books.
Well, as you saw on my Twitter account, I had a really, really bad writer's block, and that that definitely delayed the most recent chapter. Now, in terms of Crimson Dawn, chapter 6 was just released, which was a backstory on the Emperor of Japan. Now, especially because there really is an Emperor of Japan, and he's still alive, and there's a royal family. I'm taking appropriate steps and measures along the way to ensure that to say that this is not that emperor. This is a completely different different fictional emperor. And there's no no association to living or dead. Because that's the last thing I need is to get an official communication from the nation of Japan through the State Department that says, we need to speak to whoever Cobalt is. Emperor Naruto wants to have a word with you. It's like, no, this is just a hedgehog story.
Yeah. Even worse is if you get the Yakuza or the ninjas coming over.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, got to make sure that disclaimer is out there, that this is any resemblance is truly coincidental.
Yeah, and then also the other thing is that chapter 6 directly references Japanese politics. So just like doing a term paper, I made certain to list my source. And also because I used a direct quote on what the actual role of the emperor is in the story. So that way I got all my bases covered as far as I can go.
Yeah, I saw that you posted a link to, I think, YouTube. No,
Wikipedia.
Yeah, Wikipedia. Yeah. So yeah, covering your bases. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it, but I just started reading it. Usually what happens is Sandra gets it first. She does her reading, and then when she's ready, she posts it to me. So I'm kind of getting it secondhand. Legatus says, and did Cobalt make you say that, Pudgy? Whatever he made you say. And then he said, the Emperor wants to have a word and say how much of a fan of Pudgy's adventures he is. One can only hope, my friend. One can only hope.
There's always a part of me behind the scenes that thinks especially like whenever he did the the World War II stories, that there was either an active duty service or maybe a veteran that read that and he's like, wait a minute, the tarantula is not located in Cedar Creek Lake, Texas. Or some sailors on that aircraft carrier, they're like, wait a minute, what do you mean the Marines have the best cookies?
Well, they say Navy chow is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Navy, of course. I guess any service would say their chow is good.
Well, as with everything, it depends on who makes it.
Yes.
If you have the guy that actually knows that, if you're going to make SOS, you need to use milk versus, another person says, oh, well, we'll just add lard. It's like, wait a minute, you need to balance that out with something else. So obviously, it's going to be, whoever makes it, and more importantly, do they have the recipe?
Yeah, true. That is true.
So yeah, 6 chapters of Crimson Dawn has been released. I'm shooting for another at least 6 chapters on it. I try to keep the stories around 12 chapters, or about each series about 12 chapters.
Yeah, that's what you said the last time.
Yeah, and then once I get to the quote unquote ending of Crimson Dawn, that leads into the next storyline series, which is called Sea Wraith.
Oh, okay. What's
so? Sea Wraith is going to be still in Japan, and that's where part of the writer's block was coming from. So, this is a behind the scenes thing. Originally, what the plan was is that after Crimson Dawn wrapped up, Pudgy was going to somehow, and this is the part that was making me go crazy. He was supposed to go from Japan to England, which is all the way across the world. And yet I kept trying to figure out a way to do it, and no matter how I did it, it didn't make any sense. And then also, the ending for Crimson Dawn was going to be really, really busy. So it's one of those deals that once I completely got rid of the original story map and then redid everything, now it's actually making sense. So, after everything wraps up in Crimson Dawn, the nation of Japan is basically all heck breaks loose.
We gonna see Godzilla or Gamera or?
Well, no giant monsters, but needless to say, the King of the Ocean decides to start sending out his attack forces. So in Sea Wraith, it's going to be the arrival of the Shark Navy.
The Shark Navy.
So Crimson Dawn is the revelation about the Ninja Bunnies, and then the Sea Wraith is going to be the Shark Navy, as well as the arrival of, and this is a slight spoiler teaser for Sea Wraith, the arrival of the Demolition Brothers.
The arrival of the Demolition Brothers. All right. That sounds good.
Yeah, the Demolition Brothers are going to greatly enhance certain activities within the Japanese Navy.
Oh, okay.
So basically, Sea Wraith is going to be a full-on naval combat storyline.
Wow.
Now, once that's wrapped up, that leads into the next series, which is called Steel Resolve.
Steel Resolve. Okay. What? Well, I won't ask you to spoil that. And I was just pondering this. There's a way that he could get from Japan to the UK, but a short way. One, it would be cold, but Pudgy is used to the cold. He's been to the Arctic. It would be just going straight up the Arctic Ocean.
Well, see,
And,
here's the thing.
mm,
Now that the poles of now that the Earth has changed position,
mhm,
the entire northern North Pole region
mhm.
is completely melted.
Ooh. Well,
So
then that makes things easier.
it does, but whenever and this is part of the problem that I was having when I plugged it into Google Earth to go distance from Japan to England through the
Mhm.
northern passage, through the North Pole region.
Yeah.
That was close to 4,000 miles.
Okay. How far is it from Japan to England via Russia, via going e- west over
Well,
Russia?
Well, even using the flood maps that I have, and all of my flood imagery is coming from a YouTube channel called World of Stats, which
Mhm.
is really nice. They don't go into the reasons why the Earth floods. It's just what would happen if the Earth does flood.
Mhm.
Uh, and using those maps, you still run into an issue where, okay, so the ship would get to China. Granted, it would go much further into China than it would currently,
Mhm.
but then there would be an issue where you'd have to go up through the Himalayas,
Right.
and then reach the next section of ocean, and then run into the Ural Mountains, and then sail around and through Europe. So it's like Now the other option was to use the ley lines, but the biggest problem with that is that I've established in the storylines that Pudgy cannot use the ley lines unless he visits the location.
Mhm.
So once he activates the ley line in Japan,
Mhm.
he'll be able to go from Japan to the Philippines to Friendship Town.
Mhm. Well, and that's it.
Right, that's it. That's the thing. Whenever I do the stories, I'm very aware that uh, of power creep.
Mm.
I don't want to have Pudgy basically have unlimited power. Because
Ooh.
if he has unlimited power and just can instantly go from okay, Pudgy is in Japan one chapter, next chapter, boom, he's in Germany. It's like it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. And besides, we may end up receiving that hedgehog that shall not be named.
Right, that's correct. The thing is I very, very, very rarely use any time travel elements in the storylines. And if I do use a time travel element, it's primarily just for a backstory. There's no actual, time implications. Because, if you're going to do a time travel storyline, you need to map out every single detail.
Right. Because of
Because
all the consequences.
Right. Because, not only that, if, for example, Pudgy goes back in time 5 years
Hmm.
to Texas,
Right.
finds the guy, who, well, finds Doomcott, but he hasn't gone on YouTube yet, and convinces him to go on Twitch.
Okay.
So in that scenario, whenever Pudgy goes back to normal time, you know, if you're doing that storyline,
Mhm.
and Pudgy comes back and then starts referencing that he didn't go to Twitch, he went to something else, then that wouldn't make any sense story wise.
Right.
You know, and that's the biggest problem that a lot of sci-fi television shows deal with. They reference an event, they go back into the past, they change the event, they go back into the future, and then they reference a completely different event from a different story, and it just makes everything confused.
Right. Yeah. That's why people. That's why I go bananas when there's time travel.
Yeah.
So, but okay, my geography is a bit rusty.
It's
But-
bananas. Bananas.
Bananos, actually, it's bananos. But if
Oh boy, you can speak Spanish. Pudgy
Yeah.
can speak Spanish too. Grandes mi burrito means hi everybody.
actually, I think that means where is something you said. But actually, like I said, Cobalt, my geography is rusty. But there, the northern islands of Japan, if you took those and headed left into Russia, you completely bypass China.
Yeah,
and the
you
Himalayas.
you could go that way.
But of course, I don't know what the world looks like around that area.
Well, see, here's the other thing. The king of the ocean is basically almost as dangerous as the Great Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not talking the Kaiser level threat. We're talking an almost God level threat.
Right.
So in that scenario, everything was okay in Eternal Summer, because the King of the Ocean wasn't fully aware of Pudgy.
Mm-hmm.
But now the King of the Ocean is becoming aware of Pudgy.
Uh-oh.
So obviously he was able to get to Japan safely, but as he spends more time there and things occur in the stories, the oceans are going to become less and less safe to travel.
Gotcha.
And
Pudgy.
once everything gets to Steel Resolve, that's where you find out just exactly who the King of the Ocean is.
Okay.
And I put a clue in Twitter the one day when I asked the question, what exactly is Iaxis?
Okay.
So eventually, Iaxis will play a great role in the storyline.
Okay. Well, you can always have Pudgy and crew ride wagons driven by Mongolian ponies.
That's certainly an idea. And then, technically Genghis, which is one of Pudgy's cat friends on Twitter, he's in the storyline. He is from Mongolia, so it would make sense to go in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest thing is, once I get things wrapped up, with Steel Resolve, so Sea Wraith is Series 18, Steel Resolve is Series 19, and then Series 20. My mega arcs are always in 5 series, groupings.
Right.
Series 20, which I'm conflicted on the name, but basically, you don't get to a point where you defeat the King of the Ocean because of how dangerous he is.
Mm-hmm.
But you get to a point where you're able to deal with the King of the Ocean. He's going to be there. There's no getting around it. But once certain elements are in place, then he becomes much less of a threat. He's always around in the background, to cause implications, but it's going to get real bad, level off, and then come to an accord, and then that leads into the eventual end direction of the Pudgy storylines.
Okay. Oh, so there is a end game to the story.
Yeah, there is going to be an end game. Eventually, what's going to happen? Once we get past the basically the Total War storyline.
Mm-hmm.
So just like with Doctor Who, and you had the War Doctor. In the Pudgy stories, you have the War Hedgehog.
Okay.
it's going to lead to an all-out battle.
Right.
And then once that's all done, then that leads into what is what I'm currently calling Pudgy's Forest Tales.
Okay, so they go back to Friendship Town.
Yeah, they go back to Friendship Town, and then basically it's going to be not a gigantic mega arc anymore. It's going to be like like 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 story chapters. That would be a grouping. Because I have an idea that's been floating around in my head. I want to do a storyline where Pudgy gets on a steamship and then explores more of Pennsylvania and Ohio.
Yeah.
That's not enough for a big mega series, but it would be really neat, especially with him, him visiting the Turtles.
Okay.
Yeah, there's all sorts of much less dangerous, more exploration and fun storylines that I can do with Pudgy.
Yeah, Pudgy's a very and Pudgy is a very Hedgehog. So, okay, so I'm not going to ask a lot of spoilers. You've given us big updates on.
Mr. Raymond, your microphone is sounding funny.
Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Oh, nice.
Pudgy can hear you, but you sound real far away.
Okay. I'll raise my volume up a bit.
Sandra, can you push him closer?
Let me see something. Mic.
Oh, good thinking. If you push Mr. Raymond's belly button, you reset the microphone. Or the Wi-Fi. Pudgy doesn't know.
Okay, there we go. How's that? Better?
Better.
Yeah. Some reason it is that guys, is that okay? Huh. It went right out of my no, Snoopy's not sitting on the microphone. Snort. Okay. It's sounding good. Yeah, I've got my microphone on the on my fireplace, but sometimes somehow the system keeps changing settings from the microphone on my streaming thing to the microphone on my computer. I can't figure out why. But it's okay. But now we're back up. Stop it. What a drama queen the king is. No, the microphone's not on fire. So now we're back up. And so everybody, please, we're not going to spoil much of the upcoming stories, but it sounds like there's still going to be some exciting stuff in the world of Pudgy. So, okay, why don't we go into some of the questions?
Yep, it's time for the Ask Cobalt, Ask Pudgy Anything.
Yep, Pudgy is in full effect, and Cobalt is here to help. All right, let's see.
Live, unedited, uncensored. Pudgy is Samuel L. Pudgy.
In color. In color. Someone, Clobbering Times, when he plugged my channel on Saturday, he said, King Dolphin TV in color. And I got to figure out how to use that. Of course, my producer is giving me dirty looks because of that. So, all right. Snorter says, the best way to listen to the sounds a group of dolphins make is by tuning into their podcast. Snort, you are getting so close to the kitty table. All right. The goddess says, Pudgy, Pudgy, Pudgy. John says, Pudgy, Pudgy. And go to pudgyadventures.com. Okay, and here's our first question by Legatus Legionii. Question, Pudgy, you have adventured all over the world. Is there any place that you have not visited that you wish to go to?
Oh boy, good question. Well, Pudgy remember watching television with Cobalt that there's this some place in Europe called France, and they have all sorts of cookies and cakes. That would be a neat place to go.
Yeah.
And Pudgy could also go to the motherland, which is called a place called Italy, where they have all sorts of yummy things to eat.
Okay. Pudgy's got a one-track mind, Cobalt.
Yeah, I think he might need to be might need to have a cookie soon.
Sandra will take care of that. Let's see.
Although to piggyback off of Pudgy's answers, I do have some far away story plans. So there's an idea that I have for Pudgy to go into Israel and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
There is one Torah coin left that's not been found from the from the Land of Sorrow storyline. Because in Land of Sorrow, Pudgy found 4 of the Torah coins, but not the 5th one.
Right.
So there is still one coin out there, along with a very annoyed ghost rabbi. He's like, "Well, you find me already, so I can go home."
I remember that ghost rabbi.
Now, the biggest problem with the world flooding is now 2/3 of Israel is under the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Israel's not that big a country.
Yeah. So there's an idea that I have for Pudgy to go into the Middle East. Specifically, Israel, Jordan, that region.
Mm-hmm.
There's another idea that I have for Pudgy to go to somewhere in Africa. Now, I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks it would be real neat to have him go into Egypt, and see the pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out the pyramids have something there. Because, obviously, in the storylines, Pudgy has run into the Greek gods. And he's also sort of run into, Christian spirits, with the ghosts. So it's not too far of a stretch for Pudgy to run into the Egyptian gods.
Mm-hmm.
And going into that direction, it would lead to all sorts of neat ideas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there was another idea for Pudgy to go visit some of the Russian bears, but with everything that's going on now in the world, that storyline is shelved.
Yeah. Probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. Okay. I think this is a question for no one in particular by Legatus Legionii. The answer is 42. What is the ultimate question? All right. Legatus Legionii is out in the kitty table already. Let's see. Lenrod is still miles behind on the Pudgy adventures. Now, Cobalt, I think we've talked about this, but does Pudgy whisper these adventures to you and you're just a chronicler?
Basically, yes. He goes off on a grand adventure. Sometimes in the storylines, Cobalt is is part of it, but now another slight spoiler. more individuals from Friendship Town are going to wind up in Japan. It's not permanent, because you can't leave Friendship Town alone, otherwise something might happen to it.
Right. Okay.
Pudgy comes back and is all full of gerbils.
Yeah. Well, could be ferrets too. But ferrets
Ferrets with Jersey accents. Hey, I'm talking here.
Yeah. Let's see. Sandra says, you can get caught up, just don't do anything but read. And going back to military sub-food or military food, John Rendell says, best food is in submarine service. Has to be because of the stress of being underwater 3 to 6 months at a time. Lenrod says, I'm crazy. I wanted to do sub-service at one point, then found to be crazy. All right. Found out I was in scrub sub school in Groton. Okay.
Now there is an idea that I've been kicking around for a submarine adventure with Pudgy, but the biggest problem with the condition of the world is all the technology that existed to make a submarine possible is gone.
That's true.
Now, I'm sure that a helpful human that remembers how to do a submarine is around somewhere. Obviously converted to animal form, but the biggest problem is, okay, yeah, let's do a submarine adventure. So how do you build the submarine when all the different plants and core components are gone?
Well, you go back to the way they did it in the Civil War. You built something where you can go underwater and have someone bicycle it.
Yeah, you'd have to go into that direction.
Yeah. I mean, it's doable, but not going to be easy.
Well, currently in the world, there's only one place that built a ship, which is Friendship Town. So that's a gigantic problem.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's see, more questions. Oh, Agata says, Demolition Brothers, Tim and Burr. Timber! All right, let's see. Then Ryan says, I'm big in Japan. I'm big in Japan. All right. Oh, Sanders says, is it Harvey, the mysterious creature? I-axis. John Rendell says, is it Kathleen Kennedy?
No to Kathleen Kennedy, no to Harvey. Harvey is a Doomtalk character, and per his request, I am not using his creations.
Okay. Lenrod says Underwater Elvis. And Lenrod says Elvis wasn't an alien, he was an Atlantean.
There is an idea that I was kicking around to do a Atlantis storyline, but see, the biggest problem is that how exactly do you do it? And then the other flip side is that Atlantis is either under the ocean, or if you make it come up above the ocean, how do you keep it up? There's too many elements to think about for that one.
Yeah, true.
And plus, Pudgy can only hold his breath for so long.
That's true.
And do you really want Pudgy to go away forever? No.
No. Pudgy's cool. We love Pudgy. Let's see. Graffiti, American Graffiti. Holy cow, it's George Lucas. Ooh. Or not. Let's see. The goddess I was going to say Banksy, but she is not American, or is she? Who's Banksy?
He's a graffiti / artist, mainly from Britain. He goes all over the places, his most recent claim to fame was that he had this portrait in a box, and they put it up for auction, and it was up to like £1 million something or euros. And then all of a sudden, after the auction was run, inside the box, a motor started to work, and it shredded the painting. But the funny part is that they got the shredded painting back, put it back in the box. The person that spent the €1 million still paid the €1 million, and then flipped it. From what I've heard, what I read about 6 months later, for 1 point something million euros.
Wow, nice.
So Banksy thought that he, she, it, whatever. Thought that they were doing an epic troll, and it turns out, ha ha. Now, meanwhile, if you or I were to paint a picture, shred it, the person would say, okay, you pay me $5 and I'll get rid of it for you.
Yeah. John Randall says Pudgy and Wilkes-Barre.
That is an idea. There's a lot of places in Pennsylvania that Pudgy could go that is nowhere near the ocean, and all sorts of interesting things to occur. There is a very large part of me that wants to explore the American Revolution again. So Pudgy, not necessarily Cobalt, mainly Pudgy. He has a commission from the Continental Army. And General Washington, who's
that's right. Right.
Yeah, who's Tears of Liberty.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, then we get into the microphone issue. Come on, guys. No. Here's a good question. Will we actually one day see Cobalt? I can wait. Yeah, is there going to be a Cobalt Con or a Pudgy Con?
That's definitely an idea. Before all the insanity happened, both political insanity and medical insanity, I was pondering a Pudgy party. Yeah, that would be neat. That everyone shows up at Latrobe Airport, which is an actual place. Sandra and Raymond have flown into it.
Yeah.
There's a really nice Italian restaurant there. So it would be, really be neat to have have an actual Pudgy party.
Yeah, a Pudgy Con. Let's make it happen. Hashtag Pudgy Con. Well, if I can learn how to spell Pudgy. There. Hashtag PudgyCon. There you go, Pudge.
Yay!
Yeah.
Pudgy knows that restaurant. They have really good desserts.
Do you eat anything but dessert? I know. Sandra will come back and say there's nothing better than dessert.
Dessert is the best part of the meal.
Okay.
If you eat your dinner, you do not have any room for dessert, so you have to start with dessert first.
Yeah, that's Sandra's theory. And John Randall says, I forgot about the kiddie table. These cookies ain't going to eat themselves, Snorter Poopus asks, Pudgy, do you have any plans to visit Sheboygan? I hear there are monsters there.
Uh-oh. Is that in Wisconsin?
Yep.
Well, there was another behind-the-scenes thing. There was an idea that I had for the Land of Painted Horses. So basically a wild horses storyline.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I couldn't get it to work exactly right, so that got bundled into the Bloodfang storyline.
Okay.
Now, that's not to say there's not any wild horses left. So that they can always come back. just the main. I'm trying to think what the grouping of horses would be called.
I
The
think it's
main.
a herd. I think it's a herd.
Yeah, we'll use herd. The main herd is gone, but they'll come back. Yeah, and another storyline is uh, the wolf mother.
Mm-hmm.
She's on that island in the middle of the Great Lakes. Well, now it's all ocean, but eventually the wolves will be coming back.
Okay.
But they're not gonna be evil.
Oh, that's good. Let's see. The goddess says Neverland, Candyland, the land of chocolate. There you go, Pudgy.
Oh boy. Legend tells of a place called Hershey, where chocolate is everywhere. There's even a chocolate highway and a chocolate river.
That is true.
And you can get a 50-pound Reese's peanut butter cup.
Wow. Sandra just said, yeah.
It's a true story. What happened is that one of the executives for Hershey, his daughter was getting married, and they really liked Reese's peanut butter cups. And you can get a half-pound Reese's peanut butter cup, which is absolutely awesome. They sell them in a 2-pack. There's 1 full pound of Reese's peanut butter cups. But they made a custom mold, and they made a 50-pound. Still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah. So they made a 50-pound mold for the Reese's peanut butter cup for the wedding. So everyone got like a 1/8 inch slice, and that one slice was like 1,000 calories per. Not to be outdone, they also make a 50-pound Hershey bar.
Whoa. Now that can go for that.
Yeah. And supposedly you can also get an almond Hershey bar, but obviously the almonds are going to make, when I saw the price for the Reese's peanut butter cup, it was like close to 500.
Oh.
Well, materials and labor.
Yeah.
But then you get to the Hershey bar, and that was it. That was more budget friendly, only $400 something.
Boy, that's a lot of chocolate. I could see Pudgy after eating a bit of that. His quills will be all sticking out, and he'll be bouncing.
And that's how we explain the Pudgy time travel storyline.
Yes, Nutella. I remember Nutella.
Pudgy loved Nutella.
It expands consciousness.
It sets Pudgy's mind in motion.
Legata says the coin is hidden behind Cobalt's kid's ear. Just ask Grandpa and he'll show it to you. Grandpas always find coins behind their grandkids' ears.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Although, officially storyline wise, the last Torah coin was the Genesis coin, which is the first book, and that was located at the Grand Temple.
Okay, I'm Jewish, and unless I haven't been reading, I never heard of Torah coins.
Well, they don't exist.
Okay, they exist in the Pudgy verse.
Yeah, they exist in the Pudgy verse. When I did all the research for the books of the Torah, I was trying to figure out how exactly to do it, and it's going to be really hard for Pudgy to carry around actual Torah scrolls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
they're big.
So that's why I settled on coins. Coins made more sense in a Hedgehog compatible format.
Yeah, I mean there are smaller ones, but even that is still too big. Even the small Torahs I've seen are still too big for Pudgy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Lenron asks, how about the Assyrian gods? Oh, wait, they all went back to the planet Nibiru.
Well, that's definitely an idea. There's the Egyptian gods, there's the Assyrian gods, There's the Roman gods. Then there's the Christian. Then you can go into the pagan. There's all sorts of possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ferrets are big on eminent domain. Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Just ask my three. The Confederates made a submarine. It killed more of its own crew, including the creator, than it did Yankees.
Yeah, also very true.
Yep. The turtle was just wood and iron. And then Snort with his wise take. President announces the elimination of the submarine forces. Says those damn things keep sinking. Yeah. All right. Lagana says Stargate Atlantis has already been done. I like that one. Let's see. John Rendell says Pudgy puts out mine fire on Wilkes-Barre's Mountain. Finally, I could see that. Just put on the determined face and the mining helmet and a fire hose. Of course, finding a fire hose that he can carry would be an issue.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Legatus, Pudge in a time machine. What could go wrong?
Well, that would definitely be interesting.
Yeah.
Especially if he totally screws everything up and then goes back to normal time, and then it's no longer humans in control. It's something completely different.
Oh, we'll be the mirror universe, and it will be that Hedgehog which shall not be named, ruling the universe. Let's see. PudgyCon could be fun. Yes. Pudgy Party. And there's PudgyCon. Let's make it happen. Sandra says, yes, we've eaten there. John Rendell says, I would walk from Scranton to that. Sandra agrees with you, Pudgy. And John Rendell says, yes, it is. And Legatus says, Pudgy going to the Amsterdam, the next grand adventure. Pudgy goes to investigate the red light district. Previews. Legatus, that does it. You are permanently relegated to the kitty table. We got to put the censor blanket on that one.
Cobalt? What's that word mean?
No, we're not going to explain that word, Pudgy. It's a spelling error.
All right.
Although that is a possibility that eventually we get to a Pudgy love storyline.
Ooh. 50 Shades of Pudgy?
Well, no, not 50 Shades of Pudgy, but it would be something romance related. But see, that's the thing. Pudgy is still of the age and mindset that girls are fun, but he doesn't think of girls of anything beyond a friend.
Mm-hmm.
That makes life so much easier in the Pudgy storylines when you have boy, girl.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to mess with any other category.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that those other things don't exist. Just in the terms of the Pudgy stories, he only understands two choices: binary, boy, girl.
Yep. Yep. So true. So true.
Although it would be silly to see a woke storyline with Pudgy.
Yeah. There's 50 There's 50 Shades of Pudgy.
Shade number 1, white. Shade number 2, gray. Shade number 3, gray. Shade number 4, gray.
All right. Let's see.
And 50 page later, he finally gets to noir.
Noir. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. John Randall, what color is the herd? Please don't say amber. Don't say amber. Oh, wait. Yeah. Reese's peanut butter truck. Sandra says you could smell the chocolate as you drive down the road. The street lights are shaped like kisses on the tops. I never noticed that. And we've driven by Hershey.
Yeah, and plus there's signs along the road, which is the Hershey Highway. They get stolen every single day.
Mm.
You know, the police are constantly finding people, and they're like, God, come on, bring back the sign. And then also the other place that people steal the signs are in Intercourse, PA.
John Randall says 50-pound Reese's cup, sound of screeching brakes as John shoots off to Hershey. And Legata says the Heart Attack Grill is nothing compared to this Hershey land.
Yeah, Hershey has a very nice resort. You know, I was looking it up online about possibly going, and you know they have in typical resorts they have the normal restaurant, and then they have the fancy one that you take your wife all dressed up to.
Okay.
You know, and they use chocolate and everything, so it's like
nice. Let's see. The Pudgy verse. How far above the Ripper verse is the Pudgy verse? Let's see.
well, the Pudgy verse is its own self-contained universe. You know, there's so far there's no crossovers.
Okay. John says Moors.
Oh yeah, that's another another god structure that Pudgy could interact with.
Asgard. Yeah. Snorter Poopa says censored blanket time. Yep. And Lenrod says, don't we already just live at the kitty table? John Randall says that it means arriving and nothing else. Friend with benefits. Friend with cookies. Lenrod says, Pudgy will hit. I'm gonna massacre this. Pudgy will hit Pudge Bertie eventually. Hopefully not for a long time.
At least 10 series.
Yeah. Grandpa Pudgy and his little hedgehogs.
Well, that is something that's eventually going to happen. Eventually, way down through the stories, Pudgy's going to be older. He's going to be living in his house, and that actually might be the final ending of Pudgy, where he's just in his house and sipping a cup of tea and talking to the young animals about all of his amazing stories.
Yeah. Let's see. John Randall loves the 50 Shades of Pudgy. And Lenrod says Pudgy is pretty small. Pretty sure he only needs 5 shades of gray. And Snorter Poopa says light gray, dark gray, medium gray, field gray, ash gray, stone gray, blue gray, haze gray, navy gray. Keyboard explodes. Good one, Snort. Good one. And Lenrod says so the series runs in real time.
Pretty much. The current storyline for, well, actually, Eternal Summer and Crimson Dawn is currently about 1 year out in the future.
Okay.
And mainly it's more story driven. It takes a lot of time to build a ship.
Yeah. Especially when you don't have the computer technologies, you're doing it manually. Yeah.
Yeah, and then plus you have a whole bunch of animals and bunny rabbits that get confused and wander off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. The opposable thumb issue always is a problem.
Yeah. Although there is a silly thought that I had, with Bunny Mom and her husband, they go away for the night. They come back and they find a partially built steamship in the bunny barn.
That's good. Legatus asks, I haven't read enough, but does Pudgy ever meet any of the hedgehogs from his family? What say you, Pudge? Did we lose Pudge?
No, Pudgy's here, but Pudgy hasn't met any hedgehogs.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a big clue.
Okay.
Eventually, once we get past the war storylines, there's going to be an explanation of just exactly where the hedgehogs have gone. If you think about it, in all the Pudgy stories, there are no puppy dogs anywhere. And if you think about it, they were present when the humans were around, but then they all disappeared. There's a reason why.
Oh. Interesting.
The England storyline, well, specifically Scotland, the Scottish storyline, which was going to be right after Crimson Dawn, is still going to happen. It's just going to happen later on once I get things straightened out. Eventually, the Scottish storyline is supposed to have the English wolfhounds.
Okay.
And it's going to explain what happened to the dogs.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So yeah, the dogs are missing in the current Pudgy stories. Let's see, hedgehogs have been missing. It's not to say they're not around, but they've been missing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see. Cobalt says, enter Bunny Mom with Cobalt reads my mind.
Yeah.
Pudgy's family must be super special.
Well, I've already put in the storyline that Pudgy's mother is not currently in the world. That happened a long time ago.
Okay.
There was an abandoned part of the Tears or Land of Sorrow storyline where Pudgy was going to enter the realm of the dead.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that I scrapped that because there was a lot of people saying, "No, Pudgy can't die."
Okay.
But it was going to explain what happened. So there are hedgehogs around. It's going to be interesting whenever they start showing up.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. John Underhill says, okay. Sandra was saying, I was wondering, there was one dog Cobalt let out when he was a dragon, but the dog ran off.
Right, that's correct. On a technical basis, if you think about it, a lot of the dog breeds that exist right now are, how shall I put it, they're very complicated, and they require a lot of different things to be able to live.
Mm-hmm.
No, so obviously, when you take away all the humans and you take away all the special things required, it makes life extremely difficult.
That's true.
So, what's pulling the current back a little bit? The dogs are being converted. So it's no longer the little yippy dog that fits in your purse. That yippy dog is replaced with an actual dog that can
would tear your head off.
Yeah,
Okay.
or at least one that doesn't fit in the purse.
Let's see. Mac Hedgehog. Okay. Pudgy could be a necronaut. Ooh, spooky. And Legatus Legionized says, Pudgy's mom is a space adventurer, seeing the rings of Saturn. Lenrod says, so the crappy dog breeds are now extinct. I'm okay with this. And Sandra says, so real dogs.
Yeah.
And John Randall says, rat, terrier, mastiff. Okay. Let's see. Anything else before we let Pudgy loose on the chat? We have about another half hour that we have to go, so we can let Pudgy loose. What do you think, buddy?
Yay!
People, ask Pudgy questions.
Yeah, Pudgy's ready to answer questions.
Where did that beep come from?
It's time for Samuel L. Pudgy. Oh, even better, Pudgy can go with Andrew Dice Clay, Hickory Dickory Dock.
All right. Oh, here's one. I don't know if I want to ask this question. I don't know. Oh, I'm scared on this one. Legatus Legionii asks, are we ever going to get any Mere Pudgy stories?
Time will tell.
Ooh, even that was freaky.
Oh, the Mirror Universe is all sorts of fun stuff.
All right.
You should see the Cobalt in this universe. Ha
What is the Cobalt in that universe?
Wouldn't you like to know? Mirror Pudgy's not going to tell you.
Okay. All right, I'll take your word for it. There, that's the better Mere Pudgy. John Randall says, run wild, little hedgehog. Lenrod says, potty mouth Pudgy. And then he says, oh no, he hath been summoned.
Oh yeah, that's right. There is no censor blankie in the Mirror Pudgy universe. And Mirror Pudgy can swear all the... Wait a minute. Why is Mirror Pudgy being bleeped? Darn you, Cobalt Prime! Stop it!
Hey, do you think I'm going to let you out on this show? Mr. Raymond has to be able to hit a family-friendly audience.
Thanks, Cobalt, for putting us back into sanity.
Oh, yeah? I could use replacement words.
Wait a minute, what replacement words?
Yeah, what the fruit?
Oh. That was horrible enough as it is. John Rendell says, Hickory dickory dock, 2 mice went up the clock. The clock struck one and the other one took him to the hospital. Maybe John needs to go to the mirror universe. Eek, mirror Pudgy, yep.
I don't know. If John is a Mason in this universe, I wonder if that makes him an odd fellow in the other universe.
Oh. Legata says, I think Fet for Hire will need to clip out the Mirror Pudgy singing theme song. Yeah, I think so. And I think we'll probably end up seeing that. Mirror Pudgy isn't nearly powerful enough to stop the beep. Let's see.
But that is a silly thing, thing in the Pudgy stories where no one can swear. They get very close to swearing, but they get to the point where the Great Spirit changes the words around.
So it's a G-rated universe.
Well, language-wise, anyway, officially it's PG, and occasionally it bumps right up to the PG-13 line.
Okay.
Now, I could go the R-rated storylines, but that's where Pudgy's going to be older.
Yeah, that's true. Pudgy getting older, drinking some Jack Daniels, telling kids to get off my lawn.
Yeah. This is Pudgy's boomstick.
Hashtag boomstick. Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Uh-oh. Pudgy hears Snoopy running away.
Oh, that's me typing. Pudgy's sleeping on the couch. He's got a birth.
No, Pudgy's here.
Yeah.
You mean Snoopy's on the couch?
Yeah, Snoopy's on the couch. And we got boomstick. Hashtag boomstick. I pray we never get triple X-rated Pudgy. We have too many furries out there as it is.
Oh, just you wait, Renrod. That's the Mirror Pudgy storyline. All hedgehogs, all the time. Hot quill action.
What was that, Mirror Pudgy?
No, we're not going to repeat that line.
Okay. I missed it.
You can't stop me. Hot quill action.
Oh boy, oh dear. Let's see.
Yeah, the official Mirror Pudgy storyline. Yep. Mirror Pudgy's nose is not the only thing that's...
No.
All right, time to take control of this show. Mirror Pudgy is... Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah. Chainsaw Pudgy. Told you this was going to be in full effect.
Yay!
Yeah. Oh, you're back, Pudgy. Welcome back.
Pudgy don't like it when Mirror Pudgy comes.
Yeah. John Rendell says, has Pudgy ever been water skiing?
Once.
Was that was on your Mississippi adventure?
Yeah, Pudgy fell out of the boat and was holding on to the rope, and the steamship was still going.
Yeah, I remember that.
But Pudgy eventually got back in the boat.
Okay, I remember that. Let's see. Pudgy of the Evil Dead movie franchise. This is my boomstick. Let's see. Hedgehog Caligula. Caligula. No, Lenron.
Is that the thingy in the back of your throat?
No, Pudgy, I think that's called the uvula.
Yeah.
Too bad Wendy's not here. She would know.
Yeah. Well, Sandra's there. Sandra's here. She can type it in the chat.
Oh, even better.
Yep.
Yeah, Sandra knows everything.
Yeah, she does. Sandra, put this definition out there for Pudge. John Randall says next on Quillomax. And John Randall likes Chainsaw Pudgy. Yep, and Sandra says it's the uvula.
Yeah, that thingy.
Legata says, yay, put Sandra on the spot.
And now on impossible questions to ask Sandra.
Go ahead, Pudge. Oh, okay.
On page 4 of the manual, what is 12 by 7 by 4 by 3 by 2 minus 5 plus the square root of butter?
Square root of butter. Okay.
That's an easy one, Pudgy. The answer is C.
The answer is A is true, B is false. Oh. She says 42, and she says cookies.
Yay!
The answer is always cookies.
That's right. Sugar cookies, butter cookies, chocolate cookies, fruit cookies.
Fur cookies.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, Pudgy. He's talking about kolaches.
Oh, okay.
And then we get to donuts.
Yeah, I was going to say, when do we get to donuts?
Donuts are what happens when you take the square root of a cookie.
Square root of a cookie. Huh? And King Dolphin TV, it always comes to food. No matter what you think, it will always end up with food.
Yeah, food is not controversial unless you talk about pineapple pizza.
Yeah.
And this is the way that we get Mr. Raymond to 200 subscribers. We cause controversy.
Yes. Pineapple pizza. Legata says a whole mess of a number. Trivia. Uvula, the Latin word for little grape. Okay. Thank you, Snort. Our well-learned bear. Well-learned researcher bear. Lenrod says, the answer is D, all of the above. So many cookies and chocolate eclairs. Aw, poor Lenrod hasn't had a cookie in months now.
Oh, you gotta move to a better place in Wisconsin, Mr. Lenrod.
Goddess asks, do sessions like these help in the writing inspiration department, knowing what not to write about?
It actually does help. I have a spreadsheet, and that spreadsheet is ever growing. I'm up to 4 tabs. One tab is my story map. One tab is a locations tab. The big one is the characters tab, which goes into a lot of details. And then there's another tab that I have for ships. And the ship tab is something recent just because of the naval storylines.
Okay. A donut is a delicious toroid made from leavened fried dough. So true. And even better with maple frosting. Yum, 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 yum. Cookie deficiency causes sadness. At least in my house it does. Mine too. Mine too. But I like maple covered donuts. So, let's see. So, looks like you have got still a lot of arcs to go, Cobalt. And sounds like it's really never ending. Have you thought about either doing a Pudgy comic book or a Pudgy film?
It's definitely an idea. The biggest thing is, as with everything, I have to be very careful how I monetize. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that I would need to check. There's also a part of me that is considering doing a non-Pudgy storyline that would actually be something commercial. But again, that is it's an idea. It's I'm kicking around, and it was referenced in one of the storylines. So there's a clue in an old storyline about the direction that would go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say which clue it is because for obvious reasons it would be it's more fun for people to try to figure out what clue I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. I do got to say, Pudgy looks a lot better than Sonic the Hedgehog. Pudgy should play himself.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, the little director chair saying, or the little cast chair that says Pudgy.
Although, what would be fun, for the official Pudgy movie?
What?
You have Christopher Walken playing Pudgy.
Whoa!
You touched the quills. Why did you touch the quills? I'm sorry, that's the best Christopher Walken I can do.
Yeah, but remember, it's Christopher Walken doing Pudgy.
Now, the other option, you have Dennis Leary play Pudgy.
Oh, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. COOKIEE.
Yeah, we're not going to do the Dennis Leary song here.
Yeah.
We don't want Mr. Raymond to be banned on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, I'm a tiny station. I don't have 200 yet, so I don't think they'd notice me. John Rendell says, what? What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, no, they'd make an example. It's like 200, we'll target the Dolphin Channel.
True. John Rendell says, note to self, remind someone to bring maple-covered donuts to PudgyCon. Yes.
I can just imagine that restaurant, what they would say. No, you're not bringing the donuts in here. No, you gotta buy our donuts, which are 10 times the price.
Yeah. I don't know if I said hello to Matt G. Hello, Matt G. And Anti-Derivative Jill came on. Hello, Jill. How are you? welcome to all Pudgy all the time, with help from King Dolphin and Cobalt.
Hello.
Legatus Legionized says, and the lack of doggy treats makes Snoopy a sad puppy. Let's see. Lenrod says, now if we can convince the directors to give Pudgy a cameo in this next Sonic movie. No, he'd steal the show. He's much better looking than Sonic. Nick Cage play Pudgy.
Not the bees. Oh, wait, the bees are friendly with Pudgy.
Pudgy, did you just make a Wicker Man joke?
What's a wicker man?
Okay, the answer is no to that one. That is a bad movie that he did.
I remember. Oh God, what was the one with the Apache helicopters? No, I forgot which one that was. Oh well. Let's see. Jill says hello, Pudgy and Cobalt, and Lenrod says the all Pudgy channel, 24/7 Pudgy action in color.com.
Unedited. Uncensored.
Explosive action. Let's see. John Randall says Lord of War. Okay. Lenrod says, but the memes. So, but yeah, I think a Pudgy anime would be cool. Pudgy Rosso. Rosso.
Yeah, and there'd be speed lines everywhere.
Yeah.
No anime. Pudgy wants to keep his nose.
Keep his nose? What are you talking about?
Well, if you think about it, all animes, the characters don't have noses.
Oh, that's true.
Because it costs too much to draw them in.
True. And with the big eyes, too. The big anime eyes. And yes, Sandra broke the news. This week's Snoopy's birthday. I was going to tell more about it in the show notes. But
boy, happy birthday, Snoopy.
Yep, Snoopy's birthday this week. So, and John Randall says, it's a very nice nose. And all hail the Snoop Day. Happy birthday, Snoopy. Are you going to get extra cow ears? We've got something special for you. So, all right. So, yes, Jill. Cobalt saved the day. He did save the day. And so did Pudgy. So, all right. Well, anything else you guys want to say before we start wrapping it up?
The only thing that Pudgy wants to say is thank you very much for inviting Pudgy. Pudgy had a lot of fun, and Pudgy really likes the Mr. Raymond show.
Aw, I thank you, Pudgy. I thank you. I appreciate everything. I appreciate all the times you come on and have fun with us. It's always a pleasure when you come on.
Yeah, same here, Raymond. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yes, and you guys are always welcome on anything with King Dolphin TV. Just cause, just because I've got another segment coming up that I'll tell you guys about as I do the show notes, and we're continuing to have fun. And as Vet for Hire says, clean up the joint. Lenrod's telling Jill that we had to fight the mirror, Pudgy. It was rough. And it is worse than we could have imagined. And yes, we are talking PudgyCon near Pittsburgh. We got to make PudgyCon happen somehow, some way. I think, Cobalt, we got to make a PudgyCon happen. But how would we dress Pudgy? How would we dress Pudgy for PudgyCon? I think I got an idea how we could dress Pudgy for PudgyCon. There we go. All right, here we go. Get rid of that. And where's the interlude music when you need it? There we go. That's how Pudgy should dress for PudgyCon.
Yay! Oh boy, maybe Pudgy can get that bubbly stuff, from the place that Pudgy isn't allowed to go.
No, we're not going to give you any alcohol.
Then Pudgy can say all the funny words that causes beeps.
Fancy Pudgy. Yeah, that's how he's got to dress for PudgyCon. So yes, Jill is saying how scary. Yes, it was scary. It took all of us to figure it out. All right, so let us start with the show notes. And no, I'm not showing show notes. The show note picture tonight. I don't want to scare Pudgy. So show notes. On this week's Just Cause coming up Saturday, hopefully we're going to have a 200 subscriber anniversary party. But more important enough, what a reason to party. Snoopy's birthday. It's going to be a birthday party for Snoopy. And the pod is all invited. Oh boy, that got a real rise out of everybody. Am I there? Is everybody hearing me?
Yeah, you're coming through.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Lenrod saying Apple Hall. John Rendell's saying Applejack, and everybody's saying, yay, Snoopy, cow ears for all. We got a puppy dog. We've got, all right, let's see. What else on the show notes? We're going to have a second big week. August 7th, the return of Fet for Hire. It's going to be an all Fet day all the time. All Fet all day. He will be on us and then on Pop Culture Breakdown. So look forward to our meeting with Fet on Sunday, August 7th. Next Wednesday, we're going to have a a friend of mine who works robotics at the Great Lakes Science Center. And so we're going to be talking robotics on August 10th. All robots, all the time. And then, all right, here is a new segment for King Dolphin TV. It's going to be the surf, yeah, I hate alliterations. The Surfside Chat. Our first guest will be Tiger Stripes. It will be unscripted, a chill chat. Me and Tiger Stripes, but it's not the usual interview style. We're going to do something completely different. So look out for Surfside Chat at King Dolphin TV. And Lenrod says maximum fet power. John Rendell says, yay, fet. Jill loves the background music. I do too. Lenrod says, now for something completely different. And John Rendell says, sweet. All right. So let me say good night to everybody who has been here, starting out with my wrenches, the guys who help keep things safe and family friendly and fun for all. I'd like to thank Legatus Legionii, the first one, last out, with the one with great questions and funny questions, and was able to keep Pudgy focused on the questions. Legatus Legionii, I am glad you're here. We got John Rendell. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming. It's always great to have you, Fez. We had Lenrod. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your questions. And great to have you as part of the team. We have Jaws Music.
Hey man, Pudgy, why did you
Slaughter Pupas! Cuber. Hey, Pudgy. Glad to have you. It was fun.
It was fun to be here too, Mini Snort. Sorry,
Hey.
Pudgy pressed the mute button. Didn't want to interrupt Mr. Raymond.
Oh, that's okay. At least he doesn't have me as a Popeye again. That was not good. Snort.
Snortopoopas, the sailor bear.
Snort a poopas, the sailor bear. I am what I am. Gotta get the last word in, Snort. and we had Anti-Derivative Jill come in. Hello and welcome. Please listen to her channel, like and subscribe, and to her channel, she has some great reviews. And we also had as the amazing chatters. Let's see. We had. No. Oh boy. We had Matt G come on. He was the only non-wrench chatter. I'll have to make him a wrench sometime. And so thank you for coming. Thank you all for coming. Yes, .com. And Cobalt, Pudgy. Yes, the bulk of the chatters were wrenches tonight. Oh, well, we had fun. I had fun. Pudgy and Cobalt had fun. I think they had fun.
Oh, yeah, we definitely did.
All right. So, once again, thank you guys for coming. Thanks for the updates on the books. Thanks for the fun, Pudgy. And thank you guys again. It was amazing. And a thank you to my favorite chatters. Thank you, Jill. I appreciate that. And I'd like to think we have a lot of quality in our chats here. And if we don't, we'll just stick Pudgy and his boomstick on them.
Yeah. Click. Why didn't it go boom, Cobalt?
Pudgy, you have to reload it.
So Jill says it's the quality of the chats that count, and that is here in spades. Thank you, Pudgy. And Cobalt and Pudgy, all the best to you. Looking forward to all you have done, and that is coming.
Thank you, John.
Let's see. Oh, Legatus, you're all right in my book. Actually, before we go, I want to just mention that we are doing the helping out the Comic Relief Crusader. So if you can, please, give. If you can't, please share this GoFundMe if the bot is working. Let's see. I guess it's not. If the wrenches could please put that one and the Helping Luna Good, the bunny who needs surgery. Please put those. I know, Jill. I think it got scared by Mirror Pudgy. So, yeah, Mirror Pudgy scared it. So, but yeah, if the wrenchers can put out those two strings. Let's see. Okay, there they are. Thank you. Thank you, Lenrod, Legatus. And let me see if I can pull up. Someone will beat me to it, but I'm going to at least try. There it is. And help out Luna Lovegood, the bunny who needs some hip surgery. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Lenrod. As I said, it's fun to have these chats, but makes me feel good if we can help people out that are in need, and because that's what we do here. So, everybody, I hope you look forward to seeing you Saturday, and as we help Snoopy celebrate his birthday. You guys are coming, right, Cobalt, Pudgy? Help us celebrate Snoopy's birthday.
Oh yeah, we're coming.
All right. So you guys, again, the honor. I am very honored to have you guys on. I'm glad you're here. Stick around after we're done here so we can talk. And to the chat, I am so honored to have you here chatting. I know we're small. I know we're feisty, but it always makes me feel good when you guys are here and loving what we're doing here at King Dolphin TV. So we will see you on Saturday. Everybody have a safe rest of the week, and let's continue to make some waves. And hopefully, let's think good thoughts. Let's get to 200. 200. Take care, everybody. Oh, and this, I know, this ending is a revamped ending by Fet for Hire. He redid both the intro and the outro.